I was about to say something, but you went with the snake impression, and I was going to introduce and be all super cool and like compliment our viewers.
Right. Have you ever watched this show before, though?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so confused. IRL Pod-Kura back in action. Guess what? This should be double digits.
It should be.
It should be double digits, because I had that...
Is this episode 10?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah.
How very exciting.
It's like a birthday kind of thing.
Remember when we were going to make this a weekly show?
Oh, yeah. Hey, videos are coming out at the same rate they've always been coming out, whenever we have the time.
Fucking A, right?
That's how it is.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. But,
here we are drinking Pepsi. Not the best Pepsi, but it's still Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Yep.
I didn't know I liked Pepsi until today.
I feel like you're joking.
I am.
I can't. I don't know. This Pepsi, the wife says, tastes like medicine.
Yeah, it's like shitty cough syrup. It's like it's Bundaberg adjacent.
Oh, they stopped selling Bundaberg everywhere I go. I can't find it at my local shops.
Yeah, what you do is you go on Amazon.
And you order it for $30 for 4 bottles.
Yes.
I'm not ordering it. I'm not ordering $30 for 4 bottles.
Well, you're not as dedicated as I am.
I'm not doing that. I might even just try ginger beer once to see how I might like it to get the taste back. But it's not going to taste the same. For those who don't know, we're talking about Bundaberg root beer, an Australian root beer.
Yeah, that's really
that
good.
was sold at our local Safeway where we grew up. And it also was sold at a Yolks that was right next to my work.
Yeah, it used to be super accessible and super easy to find, but now it's like pulling teeth, man. They used to sell it in bulk at Costco.
Yeah. Oh, well, COVID doesn't help.
No, COVID definitely is complicating matters.
But it was like, originally it was like $7.50 for 4 bottles. It's still a lot.
Oh, no, it was one of the more expensive root beers. And I mean, it tasted like cough medicine, to be clear. Like, it did not taste good, but I kind of fell in love with it. Because the little bottles reminded me of, like, microbrew bottles, and I was like, yes, this is
It reminded me of watching, what was it, Cobra Kai. Watching, he would have the Coors Light, and it was the same bottle, and he'd, like, flick the bottle cap at people.
Yes, precisely.
Oh, yeah.
Precisely that.
That show.
Yeah. I've never actually watched Cobra Kai.
It's on Netflix, and I highly suggest it. I watched it on YouTube Premium as soon as it came out. I was so hyped for it coming out. I was like,
right.
Hoo.
Well, and that's why I never got around to it, was because it was a YouTube Premium thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't interested in paying for another subscription.
Then Netflix bought it.
So since Netflix has it, I'll definitely be watching that.
I mean, how far are you in Arcane?
I'm 3 episodes deep in Arcane. Is this the Arcane episode?
It won't be the Arcane episode. I mean, Daddy's getting excited.
I've got feelings about Arcane.
Explain these feelings to me, because I have some great feelings.
My thing with Arcane. First of all, it's League of Legends related.
So instantly downgrades it.
Yeah, it immediately gives me just the most aggressive of salt. It makes me so angry every time I think about it. And then the main characters are all of the characters that I fucking hate. Jinx, Vi, Caitlyn,
Echo.
Yeah. Echo's the reason I don't play Veigar mid anymore. Because they introduced Echo and I was like, and I'm not having fun anymore.
Echo came out right when I started playing.
Yeah, me too. That was the first champion that got released when I started the game. I just picked up Veigar at that time. I was having a lot of fun. They were like, hey, how do you feel about this dashy murder mage? And I'm like, I fucking hate it. Please stop. And they were like, no. So, yeah.
He has an FU reset button. We're not condoning League of Legends. Don't play League of Legends.
Yeah, don't play League of Legends. It's a bad game and I hate it. But problem was, so shortly after the Echo release, they changed Veigar, because how he used to work was his ultimate dealt, I think it was 100% of your AP, plus 80% of the enemy's AP.
Yeah, and then they changed it to an execute.
Yeah, now it's an execute, which it's still excellent. You can still do the wombo combo, no problem. But all I'm saying is before they introduced Echo and fucked with Veigar, I could one-shot Teemo from full health. I was the great exorcist of Teemo. I would walk onto the rift, press one button and he was dead. And now they're like, no, we need you to do the full combo to kill Teemo. And I'm like, I'm not okay with this.
I mean, I'm really... Vi is one of my favorite champions to actually play. I hate Jace, hate Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Echo is, yeah. Heimerdinger is, yeah. Vander, Dilf Vander in there. Oh my god, he reminds me a bit of Barwin, nearly.
Huge.
Imagine if Barwin had, like, 10 times the intelligence, and then you get Vander.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's got big, if Barwin was intelligent energy. He's great, I love him.
Spoilers, he's not there anymore.
Yep, no, he, I haven't got that far, thanks for that.
I thought it was that episode.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Well, where do you see him in Vi's history?
I don't know. I don't read the lore.
I read the lore. I was into lore. I was into Warwick's lore. Warwick being created by Singed and escaping into Zaun.
And where the fuck is Singed?
Zaun already.
No. Really, you have?
Yeah.
Really?
The scientist who was making the shimmer.
Oh, right. There were two people in that.
Yeah. But he didn't have his blown up eye.
Yeah, the guy who I want to call Shaco, but I know it's not Shaco.
Silco,
thank you.
Silco and Singed.
Yep, Silco. I thought Silco was the one that created him, quote unquote.
No,
I didn't realize Singed was in that room. My bad.
Singed is the other guy.
Okay.
You can see it if you turn on subtitles, it'll be like Singed.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, there's Singed.
Okay. Must have missed that.
I mean, I watch subtitles, so that's...
Oh, no, I do too. It must have been, because I was watching it with my roommate at the time.
Yeah.
And we didn't turn on subtitles right at the gate, because they were running the remote at the time, and I wasn't. So, it just didn't get it.
But Victor. You ever played Victor?
No.
He's garbage.
Yeah, no, he's not. From what I've heard, he's not a good champion.
I don't like him. I hate him.
I don't.
You don't see his play rate that often.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I fought a Victor.
No.
Even in ARAM, I don't think I ever see Victor.
It's
Nautilus, you see Nautilus every match. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Every game you play, Nautilus will be there. Don't worry about it.
I need to spruce up on all the lore again and go through reading the pages. Apparently they're adding Silco to one of the games.
Yeah, I know he's not. He's
a
not
card game, I think.
Oh, probably, yeah. Probably
or TFT, I don't remember.
Probably, either TFT or Legends of Runeterra is the card game.
Which is fucking... D&D, Wizards of the Coast, you fucking cunts. Because Wizards of the Coast, they partnered up with Riot Games, and they produced 2 subclasses, a Graves subclass, and a fucking Twisted Fate subclass.
Oh, really?
And it was on D&D Beyond.
Oh?
For free.
Okay.
And then Riot created a card game.
Which competes with Magic.
Yes, which competes with Magic. And then it just it's scrubbed. And none of the people at Wizards talk about it at all.
That's dumb. I don't like that.
Yeah. We have screenshots, though, so...
Oh, good. We do? Okay, perfect. I don't know about it then.
I don't have any of the classes archived, though. I believe our friend Shen does.
Oh, I'm sure Shen has the fucking TF subclass.
Oh, yeah.
Please, he loves TF. Good old Shen.
I hate TF. He's so boring to play.
His W is really interesting. That cycling between... it's like, the sniper shot, the extra damage shot, and the stun shot, I think is really cool, and a really interesting piece of game design there, especially compared to other, because, I mean, any other champion, those would be 3 separate abilities. Yeah. And the fact that they bound those all to one ability, I think is kind of cool.
I feel like Aphelios did it better.
I've never actually played Aphelios. Played against him. I've never played the champion.
You have to be Chad Brain over here, Giga Brain, me, to play Aphelios, because he has like 5 different ults.
Right.
And he has his gun, and then his single ability. Mm-hmm. But his ability matches with his other abilities. So you switch out the guns, and you cycle through them.
Right.
So if you use one ability, it'll be connected to the next gun that's in your switch up.
Okay.
So one of them's a turret. You can throw it on the turret. You can have one that has a longer range, one that does lifesteal, one that does... Yeah, Giga Brain stuff.
I'm sorry, you can't see my face. I'm completely glazing over here. I don't know what's going on anymore.
If you get a late game Aphelios, though, it's
Oh, no, Aphelios is a pain in the ass to deal with unless you're Kane. then you just play snipe the ADC, and it's a good time.
Yeah, that's when the Graviturgem gun comes in handy. He hits you, and then he locks you, and then he runs away.
Started.
Mm-hmm. He throws down the turrets, and then he just runs away faster. It's
the Kane I play. Not many people are making it to the runaway. Okay.
Yeah. I mean Warwick. Oh yeah, I have 147,000 mastery points with Warwick.
I love Warwick. He was
the best rework of all the champions. I love the original Warwick, and when they reworked him, I was just like, I'm strapping this engine to my back. Let's go.
Yeah, totally. I like that he doesn't do a little spin attack with his Q anymore, but now it's like a latch and swoop thing that's really excellent.
Oh yeah,
I really enjoy that.
But there's a bug that they don't know how to fix, which I haven't seen them fix yet. Because sometimes there's like the tiniest percentage of chance where you do it, and Warwick will just stop auto attacking.
Yes, that happens to me frequently.
Yep. So I'm sitting there just clicking rapidly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I swear that happens to me every time I use it.
When I play Warwick, I max W. First thing.
I max
the Blood Hunt, and then when you're fighting creatures, your attack speed goes 2.5. Right.
Yep, I understand.
I get Moby Boots as I'm jungle. I'm just like speeding across the map.
There's a reason I don't max W first. I think it's because
the heal, the damage reduction.
I think it's because I want the no. I don't do the damage reduction. I used to do the damage reduction, but then I figured out the reason that I'm garbage and I'm not attacking very quickly is because I haven't maxed out my W.
People play tank Warwick, but I'm like, he has a damage reduction. Why would you do that? You build Bruiser.
Yeah.
You build like not even like full Bruiser. You get like one Bruiser item, and then you build full Lifesteal, full Spell Vamp.
He's a spooky boy.
And then you're sitting there as everything you deal just heals you, and your attack speed.
Well, what's nice about Warwick too is that if your ADC isn't garbage, even if they don't wipe bot lane, as long as they do a lot of damage. Because you have that damage reduction, you can just go under tower and maul that fucker.
Oh yeah.
You're just a little attack dog, and it's great.
The one thing I hate is not having your damage reduction when you're ulting, because it automatically fears everyone nearby instead of keeping it.
Yes. Yeah, that is a little bit. But, it is a great... he's a great champion. I think he's very well designed. Very good.
There are some great well-designed champions, well-designed game. Well-designed game.
Yeah, I stopped playing League of Legends consistently about, I'd say, like, maybe a year ago. Right before the pandemic hit. I stopped consistently playing League.
Before I got into this apartment, I was playing it consistently. I was playing ranked. And I was Silver 1, and then I got a new job, and I went from part-time to full-time, and I couldn't keep playing.
Yeah.
So then I could not get to gold. So I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because I was playing win. I was in bronze 5 before iron. And I was like, all right, this is garbage. I'm going to play. I play. Win. No losses.
Wow.
And I just skip over bronze 4, 3, straight to 2. Skip over bronze 2 to bronze 1.
Wow.
And then go there, get my wins, go into silver, and skip all the way back up to silver 1.
Good stuff.
And I was just like, yeah, I can do this. I'm playing Urgot when I knew how to play Urgot, and people were terrified of me when I was 23 and 4 every single game.
Urgot was, I remember your Urgot. It was fucking awful. I hated it.
Yeah. My average my average was 14.7 kills and 3.5 deaths.
Yeah. His Urgot is terrifying. I don't like it.
I haven't played him in so long, it's hard to remember what to do.
Well, and that's...
New items, and I don't...
Well, so I don't understand how any of the items work anymore. I don't understand what's going on. And part of it's... Maybe I'm just an old man. I don't know. Okay? It's like, I read these items, and I'm like, I don't...
That's why they're making it so complex, but they're trying to get new players, even though their player base is like slowly going down.
Yeah.
Every time they add something new, it's kind of like, have you seen those graphs of like glaciers like slowly going down, but every winter it goes back up?
Sure.
It's basically that. Every time a new event comes out, everyone's like, oh, and it goes back down, and it keeps going. Yeah, it's slowly dying.
Yeah.
And no game lasts forever.
No, and
this game has been here for a while.
I'm okay with League of Legends dying. There, I said it.
I'm gonna miss.
Of course, we say that. I mean, how long has World of Warcraft been going?
Is it not dead though?
I think we just had a new expansion 2 years ago.
They're still going hard though.
Well, of course, in the release of Vanilla WoW.
Vanilla WoW, yeah, that revitalized it all.
Which then they updated to include Burning Crusade, and I think we all know where they're just gonna have they're gonna have like 5 versions. Yeah, legacy servers essentially is what's gonna end up happening.
Well, they're gonna be making new servers, and then they're gonna be like, the next server has the next thing in it as well, so you can move your character over there. And you're like, okay. And then you can do that. And I don't know how I'm going to feel about that.
Which, I mean, it gives it replay value, I guess.
But also, I don't play MMOs because I don't. Either. One, it takes too much time out of my day.
I don't need a second job.
Yeah, I don't need that. I would love to keep playing either Neverwinter or Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yeah.
But I can't because I play so many other games. I just can't do that. Yeah. I can't just do all my time to that game.
Well, my thing is, like, there are so many better games out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
they all play the same anyway.
Yeah, MOBAs are... Not MOBAs, excuse me. MMOs are very similar between games. And I've never found one that really, really clicked with me. I don't know. Maybe if they made like a Dragon Age MMO, I might be into it.
I mean, they're going to do the remake for the Knights of the Old Republic. KOTOR.
Oh, right, that is coming out, isn't it?
Yep, but there is a controversial writer that they brought on.
There's controversy? No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are they
She is a huge LGBTQ activist.
Okay.
And last time she rewrote some stuff, people got upset because they added some things that weren't in the original game. What people are hoping for with this remaster... Yeah, I know.
Sorry, this is...
Yeah, exactly.
Christ.
No,
okay,
like, change
whatever.
the story. So they're gonna... people are afraid that she's going to change how Revan is and just give Revan, like...
She's gonna make... Oh, no.
Non-binary or anything like that. And I'm like, who gives a shit?
What the fuck?
The canon of Revan is he's a guy who marries Bastila.
It's a game about space wizards.
Exactly.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, why is it such a controversial thing?
You know, in BioWare games have always been pretty gay. You know what I mean? Like,
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect, very, very LGBTQ
positive. Why aren't you playing FemShep? If you're not playing FemShep, you're not playing Mass Effect. Get the fuck out of here. My name is Captain Shepard, and this is my favorite place in the Citadel.
I take exception to that. I play Male Shep just because... God, it's good. I fucking love Male Shep. He brings me great joy. FemShep has her moments, but she's just... Well, part of the problem is because whenever I play FemShep, I'm also doing my Renegade playthrough. So I haven't played FemShep just... Paragon, just straight. So maybe
Paragon.
Or even just played her, excuse me, not straight, but just played her in a normal playthrough where I'm not trying to max out Paragon or Renegade. I've only played her Renegade, so she has a very bitchy energy in my head. But that's because I'm playing her Renegade, and I'm not playing Paragon.
Feels like she delivers her voice lines just so much cleaner than...
I agree with that. Yeah, she's a great voice actress. Absolutely, no question about that.
I want to see the new KOTOR just clean paint, that's all. I will play it the same way it is right now. I don't want to watch them change Final Fantasy VII into Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Not speak ill of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It looks great, but I don't want to change what I loved about the game.
Sure.
I want to, if you want to I want to keep it in D&D 3.5.
When is the last time you played KOTOR?
Last week.
Okay.
I have it on my tablet.
So you know what you're getting into.
I know what I'm getting into.
As somebody who just played KOTOR for the first time, I think last year, that game needs polishing. That game has some fucking problems.
I believe they're getting some of their original voice actors.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
And I want to see, I wonder if since it's not really that long of a game, I wonder if they'll be able to bring in Sith Lords as well.
It'd be cool.
It would be cool.
It'd be very cool.
I don't know. Let's pray.
Yeah, but there's some things about that game that it feels very clunky. And I think there's some ways that you could improve it so it felt a little more fluid and it felt
it's
a little
D&D
bit more...
3.5.
I know it's D&D 3.5. I understand that. I'm talking more in terms of like It reminds me in a lot of ways of like Dragon Age Origins. Which makes sense, it's the same developer.
Oh, yeah.
And it was made before Origins.
Oh, yeah.
But it reminds me of Origins, but less refined. And I have more time in Origins than literally any other video game I've ever played. I have beaten Origins more times than I can count. I know that game forward and backwards, and I fucking love it. So maybe I'm looking back at that game with rose-tinted goggles as well. But, like... God, that game is... It feels very clunky. And for me, if I'm sitting here with a fucking lightsaber, I don't want to feel like I'm wielding a goddamn greatsword.
Yeah. Well, as I've been talking to you about role-playing games,
Yes.
RIFTS is...
Darkest Timeline.
Yeah, RIFTS, the darkest timeline. RIFTS does futuristic the best out of any other. Starfinder, garbage. It will not do it. D&D will not do you justice for a futuristic campaign.
Sure.
You get RIFTS and you're like, alright, what's going on with this SDC, MDC? And you just watch as he pull up the gun and just shoot a demon's head off.
Yeah. No. Rifts is dope as shit. Don't get me wrong. I love Rifts.
And we had Jedi stuff in there that I would probably refine now.
Oh, yeah. Like, so let us be clear about some things. So Rifts is future Palladium, basically. But it is 1,000 times better than Palladium.
Because they made RIFTS before Palladium Fantasy.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
God, that makes sense. Holy shit. Because Rifts is great. I mean, Rifts is... Mwah, chef's kiss.
I still have their newest book, Garden of the Gods.
Yeah, when was that released?
This one was released in 2019, I believe. Let me just
Really?
Yeah, they're still... 2020, January 2020, first printing.
Wow.
Yep, I got a first
People
printing.
are still publishing Rifts books. That's insane to me.
Yeah, did I tell you, like, 3 years ago when I went to a Mexican restaurant down the road? I won't specify what its name is, because, you know... Anyway,
yeah.
I went with Jay, you know, the guy who was...
Sure. Yes.
Applesauce. Jay Applesauce.
Oh, yeah.
We're Johnny Applesauce here. We went with Johnny Applesauce.
Yep,
and there was this
Applesauce,
old
gotcha.
guy, we were talking riffs, and he's just like, he comes up to us, he has this, like, the smoker, like, thing in his throat. He's like, you guys are talking about riffs and Palladium? It's really cool to see young kids playing that game still. We're like, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
And he walks off, and I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it back then, we didn't know how to play riffs fully. Like, we went with only, like, 70% of the rules, and now that I have, like, more books, and I understand 100% of the rules, like, holy shit, the game runs so much better now.
Oh, I'm sure it does, and one day we'll play it again.
One day.
You'll have to tie me down and put a gun to my head, but we'll play Rifts again at some point.
Oh, we'll play it again once I get artwork for your character. And
I have explained 1,000 times why I dislike Rifts, and why I dislike Palladium in general. Because the skill system irritates me.
It's too customizable.
It is too exacting. It is too specific.
Yeah, because it's too customizable. There's a point where it's like, hey, put the slider too far to the right, and then it's like, oh, now you need to have language and
here's the thing.
Writing.
It's not a slider even. Really, when we're talking about customization here, it is almost like you need a fucking spreadsheet to run your character.
That's how the skills are laid out in the book. A spreadsheet.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, and
some skills have multiple skills.
Yes, there are subsets of skills. It's not like in, 5e, where sleight of hand lets you pick locks and pick a guy's pocket. No, those are two different skills in Palladium. And
that's not even the bad part. The fact is, languages have a percentage as well. Your native language is only a 98% chance of success.
Oh, and if you speak the language, that doesn't necessarily mean you read it either. Let's be clear about that.
Read or writing is a separate skill. Literacy and language.
Yeah, no, it's too specific.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I don't like a lot of things.
I hate the magic system in it.
The spells are boring.
Yep, super boring spells. The psionics are where it's at because that's where Rifts came from.
Yeah, the psionics are dope. Oh my gosh, yeah, those are a good time.
Like,
what's the Cyanites, I think?
Cyanites.
Yeah, Cyanites.
Holy shit, Cyanites.
Yeah, those are cool. The crazies are an absolute pleasure.
As I was talking to Ash about this, we're going to talk about this right now. I want to do a game where we make some of our favorite characters from D&D in like a modern day setting. So everyone's human stuff, which is boring, but
I can't play Barwin. Cool.
You can play Barwin, but she's just human Barwin.
It's not.
I know.
It's not the same.
I was thinking about having Eldon Tarn as like this billionaire business evil man who was the generic bad guy.
Just a billionaire business mogul? Yeah.
He's Lex Luthor.
That would be.
And then have everyone go with psionics from Beyond the Supernatural.
Oh, that'd be cool.
If you ever look at Beyond the Supernatural, there's really cool stuff. Yeah. I'd like to watch that stuff happen.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I have all the PDFs. Anyway.
Yeah.
Legally.
Legally obtained PDFs, absolutely.
What a trove of PDFs. We don't talk about it.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Anyway,
it's not our trove, it's our friends.
I buy the books whenever I can, and I'm still upset that they're not releasing the hardcovers.
Oh, yeah, no.
They only sell RIFTS Ultimate hardcover, which I'll need to get another one.
Why do you need to get another one?
Because Paul Cunt wouldn't let me have his old copy.
Oh, gotcha.
He had an old version of RIFTS, which he wouldn't let me have. They can't hear me right now, but I'm looking at my books right now. I only have 2 copies of the Palladium Fantasy edition, and I need to order RIFTS Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
And I need to order Beyond Supernatural. I might order it this month. Maybe.
Do you not own Beyond the Supernatural? I think.
No, I own the PDF.
Am I thinking of Paul?
Paul
owns it.
Paul boy.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So, what's our topic for today?
I have my stuff. It's some D&D stuff because we're a D&D podcast.
Is that what we are?
We are Pod-Kura.
Okay.
And this art for
not to be confused with Hitcast.
Hitcast. No. We're just different part of the internet. Hick boys.
I tell you what, boy.
I have some questions for us.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, we have questions.
No,
is this from the Discord?
For me. I wrote these things.
Oh, you wrote these questions, and I have to answer them.
Yeah. Both of us would answer them, you know?
Okay, sure.
How would you run a mega dungeon for D&D from levels 1 to 20?
Oh, fuck.
A single mega dungeon.
A single mega dungeon?
And you cannot leave the mega dungeon.
So, I would do it... I hate that this is my answer, but I think this is my answer. You make me do this, I think this is how I have to handle it, is I would do it similar to like an SAO. Like with Aincrad. I would do it where each level is a large area with sort of well, most of it's going to be in the Underdark because it's a dungeon. But there's going to be
it says it's not in the floating in the sky, full of celestials that are corrupted.
You could do that. You could just do Aincrad. Yeah, that's also an option. But, yeah, no, I would do it something similar to that. There's going to be at least one labyrinth in there if you're going to make me design a dungeon. And there's going to be a bunch of minotaurs in there. It's not going to be fun. I think is how I would handle it. Now, are you talking like my campaign idea for something like that? Or
that's a great idea. What would be the final boss there? Who would be the big bad evil guy?
The big bad evil guy for something like that? His name would be...
Don't.
His name would be Horus. Okay? And...
Oh, we're done. No more for you.
I don't get to finish this?
No more for you.
No, let me finish this.
Alright, finish it.
I'm improving. Let me finish this. So Horus's whole plan is he is seeking to irradiate the kingdom's gold supply, thus rendering his own supply of gold the only gold worth anything in the kingdom. Similar to the plot of the 1969 film Goldfinger, starring Sean Connery. And the party members have been hired to infiltrate his fortress, which is a mega dungeon because he has a lot of money and a lot of time on his hands, and they are trying to save the gold supply from Horus. Yes.
How I would run it is entirely different.
You made me choose this off the top of my head. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give me your answer.
I would run. I've been having a lot of thoughts about this. I have Relics and Rituals over there. I've been looking through Relics and Rituals and other books in Swords and Sorcery, such as the Tomb of Horrors 1, 2, and 3, as well as the Necropolis 1, 2, and 3. So I think there's only 2.
So you're thinking Asarak then?
I am thinking more of an Asarak, yes. I'm thinking more of an Egyptian-style lich.
Oh, that's cool.
Like Khopesh in one hand, burning with flames, in the other hand he has this scepter that can just, like, power word kill people. No, but he doesn't kill people though. He just taunts you.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about this mummy lord I fought recently. Continue.
Anyway. This will be a lich. He'll be a lich. He'll be a lich. He won't be a mummy lord. If I'm gonna make a mummy lord, he's gonna be like CR 26 instead of 13.
Yeah.
Which will be even more terrifying.
I still can't believe we beat that guy at that level. Oh my god.
Anyway.
Another day.
And I would have you have him build this entire elaborate thing, just like Azrak would be.
Mm-hmm.
But as you go into it, he's just gonna summon you in there.
It'll be a modified Tomb of...
Right, you're not gonna find your way. You're not gonna be hired. He's summoning you in there. You have to get yourself out of there. And I want to have multiple like small places where you can meet shopkeepers and people who are trying to resist these undead and other creatures that have gone insane. Nearly like Pandemonium, the realm of Pandemonium. You have to go through caves. And I want different biomes of also, or I want you guys to be walking.
Okay, now I've completely changed my design. Okay, I like this idea. Yeah.
So imagine like you're in the Earthen Peak, like in Dark Souls 2, and then you go up an elevator, lava.
And suddenly you're in Iron.
I go up through the sky, and now I can see the ground. What?
Yeah.
I want things like that to happen.
I kind of like the idea of almost for an idea.
As soon as you get to the edge of it and you see the sky, you go over and you're like trying to get out, and you feel a wall invisible. You're like, this is a brick. It's an illusion brick.
Oh god, that's awful. I hate you. That's awful. You're a dick.
Yeah, it's in my world already, and I call it the Necropolis.
I like the idea of, well, since you said that, I have another idea where, because I didn't want to say this, because it was, so you, a mega dungeon, but it's basically a romp through the planes. So every floor of the mega dungeon is another level or another place within the multiverse.
Is it like a circle as well? But each circle is connected in weird ways. Like this entrance, instead of going to the left, it goes across the entire thing.
Something like that, kind of, yeah. And then you're trying to get to the center of this whole cosmic sphere. That Sigil? Might be cool as well. Is that just Sigil? Did I just make Sigil?
No, Sigil is the center. I'm just saying. You going to Sigil?
You're trying to get to Sigil, I guess. That might be cool.
Sigil. You should just read some Die Vecna Die. You can get on DM Skill for like $5.
Okay.
Die Vecna Die. It's all about Sigil, and Sigil is whack.
Yeah.
It's a place.
Oh yeah, no, Lady of Pain's terrifying. She keeps me up at night. Okay, next question.
Yeah, I got it. What's the best class for someone new to TPRPGs to play in D&D?
I think a martial class personally.
Which one?
Any of them except for monk. Because monk is wildly complicated, and there's a million different things you have to keep track of.
I think barbarian's not a good one to start out with. It's just too boring.
But I think that's okay. Something, especially if somebody really has. So I recently had to introduce a whole group of people to TTRPGs. I'm playing with my cousins. Shout out to Josh and Steffi. And neither of them had ever played D&D before. Josh had played a lot of sort of D&D inspired video games.
CPRGs?
No, stuff like Dragon's Dogma.
Oh, okay.
I got that for him a couple of years ago. So he's kind of familiar with the ideas behind it, but he never actually played in it. So what I recommended to them, that there's not a single caster among them. The only caster is being played by their mother, who is a cleric. But for the most part, they're all playing martial classes. Both Josh and Steffi actually are running rogues. And I actually think a rogue is a pretty okay way for your first character. Because, yeah, you're not going to have a lot of HP, but I think that's going to teach you that you shouldn't stay in every single fight.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be able to deal a lot of damage, and you're going to be able to dip your toes into a lot of different things. Whether that be stealth, lockpicking, or whatever, because of how many skills they get. So I think it's a great way to kind of introduce some of those big ideas and kind of teach players to play tactically and to how to abuse, for lack of a better term, and utilize different systems. Hunting for advantage, hunting for different ways to get an edge. And I think that's a great way to start, just to get those basic ideas out. I mean, my uncle, who is, I think Dan. I think Dan is either in his late 40s or early 50s. He's playing a paladin, and it is. I was shocked about how much was there because we're not playing on D&D Beyond. We're doing it all pen and paper, which I'd never done 5e pen and paper before. So there was a lot more that had to go into that, and it got really complicated really fast. So I think a martial character like a rogue.
What level did you start at?
I started them at first.
Okay.
We're doing Fandelver. So, I started them at first level. I think a rogue or a fighter is a perfectly acceptable first character. Now, if you're a little bit more familiar with TTRPGs, do whatever you want.
I disagree with that. I say either go with the half-casters. I say paladin or a ranger. Instantly, your first level 1 to 2, you get melee and all this, and you're understanding martial combat, and then you're understanding role-playing with both of them.
Sure.
So with the paladin, you got oaths and devotion, and with rangers, you have
all the baggage that comes with the ranger.
Yeah. And with that, in the third level, you just slip into spell casting to get yourself familiar with it, going into it.
But I think that there's... My concern with something like that is I'm like, Is the player getting overwhelmed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is the player looking at their character sheet and they're like, I have so many options, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, that's why I think spell cards are the best thing to have.
Yeah.
You have your spell cards and you lay them out and you're like, these are the ones you can cast.
Yeah. And well, that's not, yeah, sure, that's fine, but that's still, that doesn't cut down on how many options you have at your disposal, though. You still have the same number of options, it's just organized differently now.
With Ranger, I feel like it's much more simple because you're like, Hunter's Mark.
Sure.
And then you just be like, alright.
So you gotta remember to cast Hunter's Mark.
Mm-hmm.
You have to remember to roll the damage for Hunter's Mark after you have cast it.
It's good Dungeon Master will remind you.
Yeah, but also a good Dungeon Master's got a million fucking things they're trying to keep track of. You know that.
I know that.
How many times have you reminded me that I have Hunter's Mark up?
Well, you're an experienced player. I don't need to remind you.
I also don't play Rangers, but that's my point. Is that I've never
reminded my wife of the. She is currently level 11 with Skadi, her
Skadi,
Ranger.
Yeah.
And she's about to go into a fight with the Chosen of Talos. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be fun when that happens.
Oh, it's gonna be wild.
Basically, a demigod she has to fight.
I can't wait to get the after story on that. But my concern is especially when you're first starting out, is I'm really worried about my players getting overwhelmed about how much they have in front of them and how much is going on.
I feel like you're overestimating what the Ranger can do. It's quite simple, more than the Paladin.
No, and that's. But you listed the Paladin as one of the options.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and my uncle is playing a Paladin, and we're running into this thing where he is getting overwhelmed by how many options he has in front of him and how many different things he needs to keep in mind.
What kind of person? You got this gamer who understands what's going on here, and you're like, oh, there's multiple things I can do here. That's great.
Sure.
Versus someone who's like entirely new to gaming.
Yeah.
Not just like TPRPGs,
yes,
but like entire video games.
That's what I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm dealing with.
Yeah. So that's the difference right there. So you got someone who's... with that, you'll be like, here, play a Ranger. With someone who's more familiar with more mechanics of games, it'd be like, here's a Paladin.
Right. So, there's... Yeah. Clearly you and I have different philosophies about this.
Oh, yeah.
But my first character in D&D was... in D&D, 5e was a wizard, for fuck's sake.
My first D&D character at all, who I wanted to play, the character I wanted to play was a Raptoran Cleric.
Yes, I've met him.
Nope. He never made it to light of day.
This is not.
Before that happened, I was like, I want to play this guy. And they're like, it's your first time playing. You're playing a human fighter.
I don't want
to. And my brother played a Elven Monk.
That's dumb. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Let players play what they want to play.
Oh, fucking, we were middle schoolers.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I don't like that.
After that character died, I was like, time to bring in the big guns. Fighter, Raptoran, multi-class into Barbarian, and then go into Spellcaster.
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Still alive. fucking working on that.
No one knows what's going on.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, there's a few characters that are still alive. People are like, you're still alive? I want to kill you.
He started it, okay? I did not start this fight. I'm just here to finish it.
Oh, please, finish the fight.
He keeps attacking me in the woods, alright? I'm just living my life, and he's like, hey, here to kick your ass, and I'm like, stop. Anyway. Alright, next question. Enough about that fucker. I don't want to think about him right now. He makes me angry.
Actually, the next part is the Dwemer, which is in my book right here.
The Dwemer?
Dwemer. Wild Dwemer. So, those who don't know, I own some pretty old books for Dungeons & Dragons.
Like 2nd edition shit.
Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, high-level campaigns, which I have open in front of us. Ho 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 ho. True Dwemers, beyond 9th level spells.
Yes.
Beautiful things. We're going to talk about...
You can kill God with these spells.
No. It's more complicated than that. All these things are quite different, and it tells you how to make your own things, and what material components you could be using for such things. But I want to talk about some of these spells, and we can discuss about them.
Sure.
First, I want to talk about Tensor.
Quick pause. To be clear, all of these spells are going to be broken as fuck. There is no getting around that. This is 10th level magic.
Also, this is 2.5, which means it might scale differently going into 5th edition.
Yeah. I think there's some crossover between this and Epic Legacies, if I'm not mistaken.
Kind of.
Yeah.
10th level spell. Tensor's Telling Blow.
Okay.
It's not Tensor's Floating Disc, so he has a 10th level spell out there.
Okay, that's terrifying.
Which means he's a 21st level, at least.
Yep.
Alright. Range Line of Sight. Duration Instantaneous.
Okay.
Casting time 1 round.
Okay.
So you have to cast it, and then do it.
So it takes 2 rounds to execute the spell.
Yep. Area of effect. 50-foot square. 5 feet high. That's 1,250 cubic feet.
Okay.
The spell creates a blast of force that inflicts 20d8 plus 20 points of damage to all creatures in the area of effect.
20d8 plus 20?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 20 die fireball?
Yeah.
Is a...
Like what, 9th level spell?
Oh.
Like, no?
No, the fireball can't get to 20 die.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Sorry.
Anyway.
I just woke up.
All points of damage to all creatures in the area of effect. At least one target of the creature must already be engaged in some form of melee combat, or missile combat, or offensive spellcasting. Okay. The spell cannot be used preemptively.
Gotcha.
You have to see the combat and then doing it. You can't just cast it and then hope something happens.
Okay.
So you see it over there, you see something happen, and then you do it. You watch it strikes, and it blows out like a fucking sonic boom in some of the movies in like space.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yes, the material components are any weapon, a tooth or claw from a huge or gargantuan creature, a horseshoe worn into battle by a warhorse, the shards of a diamond shattered by a single blow from a titan.
Okay, now we're getting into that's hard to get.
A bit of cloth dampened with a widow's tears.
That's you can make one of those.
Oh, that's terrible.
If you're 21st level and you haven't made at least 3 widows, what are you doing? Okay. So here's my concern with a spell like this. Is that, first of all, the sheer amount that goes into getting it together. Right? So you have to gather all these things together. Somehow you have to find a diamond shattered by a titan. And just have that in your possession.
Well, why don't you just get like 4 or 5 diamonds and be like, Titan, please, crush.
You know a lot of titans?
Well, you're
a lot of titans that are willing to negotiate with you?
You're 20th level, you have your own kingdom.
Oh, is that what happens at 20th level?
You should. Come on, King should know your name.
Yeah, no, for sure. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't seem... what's the phrase? Reasonably executable. Plus, I mean, 20d8 plus 20... Isn't Meteor like 40d8? Between fire and physical damage?
I don't remember.
That's why I made that face when you said 20 DM. Like, that's not that
Meteor
much.
Swarm?
Not Meteor Swarm. Oh, yeah, Meteor Swarm. Yes, yeah.
Yep, 40.
Yeah, 40 D8. So, if it's going to be a 10th level spell, I'm going to want it to do a lot more than a minimum, a minimum of, 40. Yeah, a minimum of 40 damage.
Yep. Also, it's the area effect of being 50 feet around.
Yeah. Meteor Swarm, each meteor is doing 40 D8.
Yeah.
So if you target them all on the same spot, that is like 160 D8.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 9th level spell.
Yeah, with that, it's like you watch this thing come careening down.
It's probably easier to counter.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just...
Tensor's Telling Blow, I feel like it's not easier to counter. You just see it happening. You see someone off in the distance, like they're not near here. You don't know what spell they're casting.
Right.
You don't see anything happening, and then you watch as someone strikes you.
And then all of a sudden
And then an
explode.
explosion of force damage everywhere.
And that's, I mean... I'm kind of dubious. I think if you're going to...
Line of sight.
Sure.
No limited range.
Okay.
Spyglass.
Cool. So you're sitting up on a mountain and there's a huge battle going on below you.
Oh, yeah.
You could utilize that, decimate the enemy forces, but then you gotta think about friendly fire. You gotta think about how many of your own dudes are gonna be wiped out by a spell like that.
You have a 10th level spell, you have access to 9th level Wish.
So you're gonna burn a wish?
If these people are that important.
And then there's a 30% chance that it could fail.
Why not throw in your own golems, though?
Okay, throw in your own golems, but...
Throw in a skeletal army. You're a wizard, dude. What the fuck are you doing?
No, I know. I'm saying the spell, especially if it's going to be a 10th level, I need it to do a little bit more.
All right. Let's go with the next one.
Okay.
Ratcliffe's Deadly Finger. Range,
Continue.
4,500 feet.
Oddly specific.
Duration instantaneous. Preparation time 1 round.
Okay.
Casting time 1 round.
Okay.
You prepare it.
So this takes 3
Cast
rounds
it.
to cast?
Mm-hmm. Area of effect. 40 hit dice of creatures in a 50-foot square area.
Okay. 40 dice worth.
So 40th level person, or 2 20th level people, or 4 10th level people. Yeah, math is fun. Anyway,
Yeah.
the spell allows the caster to slay living creatures simply by pointing a finger. The spell is insufficient to slay all creatures in the area of effect. Creatures closest to the caster are affected first. Creatures with less than 9 hit dice are not entitled to a saving throw.
Okay, so it's mass power word kill plus a saving throw.
Yes. Creatures with 9 or more hit dice are allowed saving throws to avoid the effect. Creatures who succeed their saving throw count the hit dice affected by the spell. Right. Creatures slain by this spell cannot be magically revived except by a wish or another 10th level spell or a deity's intervention.
Now that's a 10th level spell.
Yeah.
That I respect as the 10th level spell.
Material components. An adder's head.
Okay.
A mummy's finger.
Okay.
A rusty nail drawn from a coffin or gallows.
Easy enough to find.
The skull from a creature killed by hunting its own natural habitat. 2 copper coins surrendered by a will-o-wisp.
So you have to have the skull of a creature hunted in its own habitat?
Yes.
Okay.
The last one.
Don't use the skull of a whale that was beached, you guys. This is essentially what we're saying here.
A shard from a lich's phylactery or a demi-lich's skull.
Okay, now that's a lot harder to come across.
Hey, you don't want this person coming back to life. You gotta boop, strike him down.
Yeah. And then your DM uses legendary resistances on the dragon. It's like, okay, well...
Alright, here's one for you. Alright, Nara, or Elven Tarn.
Okay.
Colin's Undead Legion.
Continue.
Range? Plane.
Don't threaten me with a good time. You?
Anywhere on the same plane of existence.
Okay.
Duration instantaneous. Preparation time 1 month. Casting time 1 hour. Area of effect 5,000 foot square. 5 feet high. Saving throw none.
5,000 square feet?
5,000 foot square.
So each side is 5,000 feet? Oh my god.
The spell animates 200 hit dice of skeletons or zombies from intact remains in an area up to 5,000 feet square, anywhere on the same plane as the caster. The caster can give the Legion one brief, simple command when the spell is cast, but he must be present to give detailed orders. The wizard Colin typically dispatched an undead lieutenant to the scene to take command of the troops. The material components are an unbroken bone, dust from an undead spellcaster's lair, which, if you're a lich here, come on.
Yeah, no, I already have that.
A lich is casting the spell.
I need some dirt from my house, you guys.
A horn that has been played over a warrior's grave. A copper dagger that has been bloodied in battle.
Okay.
Mold from a general's shroud. And the battle standard carried into an ambush.
So I think about this every time. You've shown me the spell before. And I think about this every time you mention this spell. Why the fuck would you take a battle standard into a goddamn ambush? You are ambushing people. The last thing you want is to be seen.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
But let's talk about it. You get 200 hit dice of skeletons or zombies. Skeletons have 2 hit dice.
Yeah, so I can get like...
You get 100 skeletons. Have them start forging armor for themselves. Make sure they all have plate mail.
Now they all have an AC of 18.
Give them a shield.
Now they all have an AC of 20.
A short sword.
Stabby stabby.
I mean, sure, their short sword only has a +4 to hit. But...
Well, we give them magic short swords.
Yeah. But you require 100 short swords, though.
How hard is that?
Fucking hard enough.
Fucking short swords.
I mean, you had to kill an adult dragon to get, like, fucking 8 flame tongues, like, crafting its body.
You get 8 flame tongues out of an adult dragon? Really?
You did that.
I did?
Yes, you did.
Barwin did that.
Eldon did that. The adult flame dragon you killed.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, forgot about him. Yeah, me and Rakul. Yeah, thing. I blew up the tower. God. Tower.
He blew up his own tower that allowed him to cast a 9th level spell for free.
Well, in my defense, fucking Vecna was inside of it.
Fun times.
Yeah, no, I had 2 options there. Either nuke Vecna or let him use my tower, and that was not gonna fucking happen. So, I made my executive decision on that one. Worst case scenario, I use Resurrection, get the dude that built it back. You know...
You did get your new Lich Tower.
I did get my new Lich Tower, yes. That is a sweet tower.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll just, resurrect that fucker and then utilize dark magics to pry the information from his brain.
Perfect.
I don't see anything going wrong with this
Nothing going wrong at all.
Yeah, no, I like that spell. I want that spell.
Next one, I feel like that one's the necromancy, obviously.
Yes.
Go back to the other.
Really, I thought it might be divination.
Tensors, telling blows, evocation / invocation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, now the next one we're looking at, the last one they're going to be looking at, is illusion / phantasm.
Okay.
Krebs Flaming Dragon. Range 500 yards or 150 feet. Duration 1 hour.
500 yards or 150 feet?
50 yards.
50 yards.
Sorry, 50 yards, 150 feet. Duration 1 hour. Preparation time 1 turn. Casting time 1 round.
Okay.
Right. Area effect 1 creature saving throw special. This spell produces a single red dragon of very old age or younger. Opponents who suspect the dragon is not real can save versus spell to disbelieve it. Even if this save is successful, however, the dragon still has an armor class of 4. This is Thaco.
Yeah, no. Let us explain. So the armor class then would be at least 18, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, it retains 80% of its damage potential and hit points.
Jesus.
If the dragon,
so basically, you summon a dragon.
If the dragon is disbelieved, it is non-damaging special powers such as Its non-damaging special powers, such as its Fear Aura and Suggestion ability, have a 20% chance to fail before any saving throws are rolled. The material components are a sealed metal container full of pebbles, a red dragon's tooth, 2 long silver needles with gold or gem-studded heads, and a ball of yarn. A ball or red yarn spun from a ram's fleece.
Interesting.
That's actually quite easier compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, no, that's not that bad. Plus, I mean, assuming your DM's not a dick, you could probably do it with a different kind of dragon, too.
Oh, I don't see why not.
Yeah, no.
Get different dragon teeth.
Yep.
And in raising a dragon, I've been wanting to be doing some undead dragon stuff, the skeletal dragon stuff that I got in Tome of Beasts 2 from the Global Press, as well as zombie dragon stat blocks.
Plug. Yeah, no. Those
come on, plug them.
Those tomes are great.
Yes, because I allowed my wife, who is a Forge Master, Artificer, custom subclass from... I forget who it was from. I can't plug them, I apologize. But basically it was based off... Yeah, we're the worst. It's based off of the Castlevania Forge Masters, basically.
Yeah. Cool.
She creates undead, and she doesn't see a problem with it because she was from the Underfey.
Yeah, no, Eldon is definitely trying to hire this woman, but Raka keeps saying no, and I'm like, please, God, just please come work for me.
Anyway, she found a red dragon wormling, and she uses its bones, and she creates a skeletal dragon with it, which she keeps in her bag of holding. She has it disassemble and put into his bag of holding.
It's creative, I like that.
That's yeah.
Cool.
And when it drops and fully destroyed, it mends it. They're bones.
Yeah, they're inanimate. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I allow it. Come on, it's perfectly fine. Takes time. And her 2 companions with that one are 2 NPCs. Ard and Anatar.
I think the challenge with something like that, allowing mending on bones, is at what point do we draw the line between it no longer being undead and instead being a construct? Or is it an undead construct?
It's undead. Once it dies, it is no longer undead. Wow. And she repairs it. And then she summons it again.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Gotcha. Alright, do we have any more questions?
No, we are at the hour mark.
Okay, do we have any more questions?
No more questions. I want to just sit here and laugh about some of the D&D things we've gone through.
Oh, God.
I mean, some of the weapons that sword that you have.
That sword, the one that Eldon is using?
The sword of Oberon.
Oh. Alright, we gotta provide some context for this.
I was running a very strange module from Palladium, but I was doing it in D&D, so I quickly made some stat blocks for some of the items in there. I didn't change them that far off what they originally were, and one of them was the Sword of Oberon.
Yeah.
A very powerful sword, if I may say so myself.
How does that refer to Oberon the Fairy King? I don't know. We haven't decided yet. At any rate, what we do know is that it's an S-stock, and I can light it on fire and do a lot of damage with it because I'm a rogue. And it's great.
Oh yeah, very dangerous.
Yeah, it's also sentient, apparently, and cursed as all hell. I don't know what that curse is doing. But, yeah, it's cursed.
I believe one of them was giving you a half of all your healing.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And there's some other curses I couldn't tell you about.
Yep, there's some things I'm just not allowed to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at Sword of Oberon. Yeah. But it's basically a fire longsword, but it's +2.
Yeah.
Also, you gain resistance to cold damage and immunity to fire damage.
Yeah, which is really nice.
+1 to all saving throws.
Yeah.
And 10 additional hit points.
Yeah, it's most excellent, actually. It's really a lot of fun with that, because that is one of the... How do we refer to that? Hard mode?
Yeah, hard mode.
It's hard mode. Yeah, no. Long rests take a week. Short rests take 8 hours. And if you'd like, you can take a 1 hour rest to get 1 HP back.
Once per short rest.
Once per short rest. Oh, also, yeah, your spells also definitely take a week to come back as well.
We've been discussing it, though.
Until I started yelling at Hikura.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Hikura, that completely breaks the entire fucking game and makes a whole swath of classes completely fucking useless.
Oh, it makes it so that warlocks shine.
Great, good for warlocks.
Play a coffee lock.
No!
You just play sorcerer warlock. And then...
I don't want to play a coffee lock. I want to play a goddamn wizard.
Coffee lock wizard.
Get out of here, you.
I mean, we're getting close for your characters to get into 21st level.
I know. It's keeping me up at night.
Terrifying.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to decide what Eldon's gonna do. And that's... God. And that's part of the challenge when you get up to this level of play. It's like, what do I do now? Like, Barwin's basically running a country.
Yeah, and that's why we make new characters and we start the thing over again.
Yeah. Barwin's running a country. Eldon's got a school, and also he's like Lex Luthor, basically.
Honestly, I want to run more of I'd like to do a school under Eldon. That'd be hilarious to play through.
I feel like I have to DM that if we do.
It'd be funny as hell. Wait for Strixhaven to come out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I am planning on doing that solo D&D podcast with the wife. I have to figure out when we're going to do that, though.
Yeah.
Because kids.
Yeah, kids and finding time as well.
Oh, yeah, we're probably doing it like between the times of midnight and 1 a.m.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Yeah, the hard times to get to. It's 2:30 right now.
It's too...
But yeah, we're gonna end right now because
I think we are.
Yep.
Yes.
The wife is texting me. She told us our noise levels are too loud.
Well, that's awkward. We apologize.
Noise, please. Noise levels, please. ...
We are so sorry, Raka.
Oh, yep. That's the end. We will be getting more stuff out eventually.
Yes, hopefully. As soon as I'm less busy and he's less busy and...
Maybe get you up here fully.
Maybe.
We'll see.
It's in the works. It's something we're discussing. It's finalized.
You need one of those Japanese studio apartments.
Actually, yeah.
Honestly, I was like, if I ever build a house, I want to build one of those onto my house as well.
Right, like just have a little space that's just like an office.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like a little office house.
Yeah.
Where you don't live there per se, but
like a mother-in-law suite, kind of.
Yeah, kind of like that idea. Anyway, folks, we gotta get out of here. This has been Pod-Kura. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, if you enjoyed it, to like and subscribe. And of course, if you do subscribe, remember to hit that bell icon so you're notified every single time that we upload something. Pod-Kura goes live when we feel like it. In the meantime, folks, take care, and of course, remember to love each other.
Well, you forgot the part where you had to say, if you don't remember what to comment throughout this entire video, just leave the comment, I eat ass. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
Maybe
Testing.
Maybe better if I turn it slightly towards me as well.
Try doing that. Let me know how it works.
Sounds like you're trying to be like sexy Snake.
I am working on my Solid Snake.